Hello everyone, welcome back with one more topic of chapter 8. Chapter 8, Cell, Unit of Life. As you know, till now we have done about the type of cell, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Then we have seen the component of prokaryotic cell and components of, in continuation of that, components of eukaryotic cell. In that prokaryotic cell already we have done. In eukaryotic cell we have got different organelles are there, while in prokaryotic cell nothing is there except ribosome and along with the nuclear material. Now then we have seen Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuoles, lysosome, then mitochondria, plastids we have done. So we see that mitochondria known as powerhouse of a cell. I told plastids or chloroplast is known as kitchen of the cell. Here you will say the nucleus, the more important part, a component of the cell. It is also known as principle of a cell, head of the cell. Means it will control all activities performed by the cell. Means that is the main governing body. It will direct all activities which are performed by, as you see in cell, number of components are there. Each component or each cell organelles are doing their own job. Means that is clearly the work distribution is there. Some organelles doing that work, few organelles are doing that, means that is different organelles are doing a different job. So we can say the distribution of labor in particular cell. As you know, in our class also we are dividing that. So some are monitors, some is uniform in charge, some are doing discipline in charge in your classroom. A class teacher will make you giving a responsibility like this only for that to smooth functioning of that your class. In the same case here, for smooth functioning, we have seen all cell organelles are doing that different job. But who is governing, which organelle is governing them? That is nucleus. It is also known as head of the cell. What is it known as? Head of the cell. That is mainly in the center. In animal cell, when we talk about animal cell, it will be in the center. And when we talk about plant cell, it will be just a periphery in the corner because of the vacuoles. There is a differentiation in plant cell and animal cell about the vacuole. Vacuole is large and very few, 1 or 2 number in plant cell. But when we talk about animal cell, number of vacuoles are there and but small in size. So then in animal cell, that nucleus, that is in center. Now that is a spherical body. When we see, we'll draw that simple structure of nucleus. Spherical body, right? As I told, all these organelles are membrane bound. All these are membrane bound. So then that is also having the membrane, right? Outer membrane, or you can say inner membrane. So okay. Now then, first of all, that nucleus is discovered by Robert Brown. First of all, he had seen Robert Brown, that is Robert Brown. First of all, he had seen. Now then, after that, one more scientist, biologist was there, that is Fleming. Fleming had seen some thread-like structure. In nucleus, he had seen some thread-like structure, and those structures are called chromatin, chromatin network, chromatin fibers. So now that will be, Miss Robert Brown found that nucleus structure, some central spherical body is present in that cell. Now he had given the name is nucleus. Now then Fleming discovered that is a chromatin fibers. Chromatin made up of nucleoprotein, chromatin fibers. Right. Now then that is made up of nucleoprotein. Okay. Now first of all, nucleus discovered by again Robert Brown. Then inside that the number of fibers are there made up of nucleoprotein. Now that is name is given by Fleming. Fleming had told that these fibers are chromatin fibers. Clear? So now then we will just come to this structure. Now that structure is double membrane. means outer membrane and inner membrane, as we have seen in all organelles. If that is not there in all, it means in prokaryotic cell all these organelles are absent there, because of that all organelles are having membrane, and there in prokaryotic cell all those are not having membrane, those are present. So only ribosome is there and nuclear material is there without any nuclear membrane. But here what is there in nucleus is clearly divided or separate from the cytoplasm. When we see here, suppose here we are making a cell, that is the center part. In that center part we are, suppose this is inside the, right, this is the cell, and now in between that is a, what is it, cytoplasm. Means that nuclear membrane separates all the nuclear material from the cytoplasm. Are you getting? Means here that will be cytoplasm, okay, out of the nucleus. And then which will separate the cytoplasm? In this nuclear membrane separates the cytoplasm from the nucleus, means whatever present here inside it, that is not mixing there, because that will be separated by this membrane. That membrane is outer and inner membrane, you can say a nuclear membrane, that is also called nuclear membrane. Okay, nuclear membrane. Right. Now then we will see the double membrane. So then space is there in between, that is space. In between that is space is there. Right. This space is called perinuclear space. What is it called? This one, perinuclear space. Okay, this one, that is near about 10 to 50 nanometer. The measurement of this width of this one 10 to 50 nanometer. So means that is a nuclear membrane having two outer inner. That membrane that is a separating cytoplasm, and then inside this one, this nuclear membrane, what that will be, that in that way that nuclear membrane will be, you can say that will be just in a some intervals or some gap, that will be fused together. Means suppose that is here, now then that will be fused like this, then again that will be like this, now again that will be fused like this. Okay, means that these membranes are in the different intervals, now that will be fused together. Now then we can make like this. Now then it will be regular, then again here like this. What shows that? These are where that will be the fused like this. Now these are pores. What is it? Pores. And these pores are called nucleopores. Nucleopores. Right? Means here these are in that all. Means here also you can say that will be fused together like this. Then again here will be fused together. Then means they are making pore in between. Means both membrane will fused like this. Now then here like this. Now one more we can make here. Now like this. Okay. So now then that will be, they are making a pores. Where the means pores are formed after the fusion of these two membranes. Means these membranes are like, suppose just you can see that this one, this is a membrane. Now then this membrane is like this, and now then they will fuse together here. So now then what will be there? In that way, then that membrane and then fused. Then again next membrane, then fused. In that way they are forming pores. These pores are called nucleopores. What are these called? Nucleopores. Now these are the door. These are the door, or you can say these are the main entrance or for transaction of nucleons and nutrients or chemicals, whatever, from inside to outside or from outside to inside. These are the openings. Means through that they can make a channels also, you can say. Now here from this nutrients are moving from the inside to this side, with transportation will be there. Okay, so now these are nuclear pores. Inside it we have seen one circular structure is there, dense structure is there, and that dense structure is called nucleolus. What is it called? Without membrane, that is, the membrane is not there, right? That is only dense structure, that is called nucleolus. What is it called? Nucleolus. We can write here nucleolus. Okay. Now then that is a dense body, not membrane. Now then that will be only dense body, spherical dense body without membrane. Now then number of fibers, as Fleming has given the name, number of chromatin fibers are there. Now these chromatin fibers, number of like this, they are entangled to coiled structures are there. Means this one. This is called chromatin fiber. Okay, chromatin fiber. Now then that will be in that what medium is there, or that matrix. That matrix is nuclear matrix, that is called, this is nuclear matrix, you can say, that one. That matrix is called nucleoplasm. What is it called? Nucleoplasm. That matrix, nucleoplasm. Means here one center body, spherical body, covered by the membrane, double membrane, that is outer and inner. That membrane fused together in some intervals, and after some gap they will be fused, and they are making pores. Those pores are called nucleopores. These all are the pores. Okay. Now that will be for the transaction or transportation of nutrients from outside to inside, from inside to outside. Now then one more dense body is there, spherical dense body, that is called nucleolus. Now then which will be also present here. Now then we have got chromatin fibers, which Fleming had given this name, chromatin fiber, and this matrix, nuclear matrix, is also called nucleoplasm. Means here we can see only in Robert Brown what he had seen, that is a nuclear membrane, then matrix, nuclear matrix, and chromatin fiber and nucleolus. Only these are the parts. Okay, then Robert Brown had seen the chromatin fiber name given by Fleming, but these are only. So now this one is nucleoplasm, this one is called cytoplasm, right? Which one is called cytoplasm? This one is cytoplasm. Okay, now that will be cytoplasm. Clear? So you see that inside nucleoplasm, outside cytoplasm. Combined it is called, just a bit, a number of times that MCQ question is there. Sorry. Now then cytoplasm plus cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm collectively called, combinedly, that is they are called protoplasm. What is it called? Protoplasm. Clear? Means that cytoplasm plus means that is a nucleoplasm, that cytoplasm. Combinedly all together, that is called protoplasm. Have you heard about protoplasm? Now then protoplasm, that is a cytoplasm along with nucleoplasm. Then it is called protoplasm. Cytoplasm outside of the nucleus, that matrix is there, which is called cytoplasm. Inside the nucleus, what matrix is there? That is called nucleoplasm. Okay, and nuclear membrane separates nucleoplasm and cytoplasm. कौन कर रहा है इसको अलग अलग? Means because of this membrane, that cytoplasm is remain outside, nucleoplasm remains inside. So now this is about the structure of nucleus. Now then, at what time we have taken this we have studied this nucleus, or Robert Brown also studied this nucleus at the time of interphase. Interphase, one, when we will see the cell cycle, we will do the division. cell division. At the time cell division, one phase is there. That phase is called interphase. That is called interphase. And we will see the chapter 10 and we will read again interphase. At that time, that is also called resting phase. What is called resting phase? Means at that time cell is not going to divide. Means this time when the interphase is there, this interphase, resting phase, that phase or that state when cell is not going to divide, resting, cell is not going to divide. At the time we can study, we have seen this structure of nucleus, okay, because at the time that no division will take place and no disturbance in there in these organelles. So we have clearly these all are visible in under microscope. So now then we see this nucleus, that nucleolus is there, that is governing body. That nucleus especially the function is synthesis, RNA protein and RNA ribosomal, you can say it will be ribosomal RNA synthesis, main function. Now then when we talk about this chromatin fiber, that is chromatin fiber having chromosomes. In chromosomes we have got DNA, means all genetic material present in these chromosomes or in these chromatin fibers. Now then we will see then for this nucleus, most of the time generally and normally one cell is having only one nucleus, okay, but sometimes we have got multinucleated cell is also there. We have seen where in which fungi we have done in that syncytic condition where the multinucleated cell, no separation, no septum is there. Means at the time multinucleated cell, means one cell is having more than one nucleus is there present, but normal only one cell is having only one nucleus. But sometimes cell is not having any nucleus. You know that any example of that where the cell is not having any nucleus? There are two examples given in NCERT book also. One is human RBC, our RBC erythrocytes or red blood cells. Now then that RBC is also they are devoid of nucleus. Means in RBC no nucleus is there. In RBC, human RBC you can say, or another name is erythrocytes. Now second, no nucleus in sieve tube, phloem cells, because the chapter is related, but the vascular bundles, xylem and phloem. In xylem and phloem, because the chapter number 6 I think that was related by CBSE. Otherwise we have to study the tissues also, plant tissue, plant anatomy. In that we have studied about we have to study that conductive tissue, or you can say that will be transport tissue or vascular tissue. These are xylem and phloem. So then sieve tube is a part of phloem tissue. Sieve tube is a part of phloem tissue. In that sieve tube no nucleus is there. That is also without nucleus. So now then RBC is not having nucleus, the sieve tube is also not having nucleus. The reason is there, RBC, when we talk about RBC, in our case human erythrocytes, now then they are, because they contain hemoglobin. And if nucleus is also there, so then now there is no place for hemoglobin. So then means hemoglobin occupying space in that. So then RBC is a biconcave structure. RBC structure is like this, biconcave. Inside it that will be. But in the mature stage, when they are young erythrocytes, they are having nucleus, but slowly gradually when it will become mature, the nucleus will completely disappear, because only to provide space for hemoglobin. And as you know, hemoglobin is performing carrier of oxygen and carbon dioxide. It's very important. They are playing very important role in oxygen transport. We will see in respiration. So now then that's why that is not there. Sieve tube is also having the food transport is there. Then in that the filtration is also there. Food will be filtered in sieve tube because of they having sieve plate. So now then, and along with that, because sieve tube without nucleus, so then that function is done by nuclear function done by companion cell. With sieve tube, one cell is along with that is called companion cell, which is having nucleus, and then sieve tube is doing that work governed by the companion cell's nucleus. Okay, so these are the two examples where no nucleus is there. And I had given the example of mycelium hyper of fungi. In that we have seen syncytic condition is also there, or you can say multinucleated cell also be there. Okay, multinucleated cell. Sorry, beta. So now this is about the interphase stage. We had studied this nucleus. Now we talk about this chromatin fiber. Chromatin fiber, that will be what is there, and this is I told about interphase stage. It will be all these means this structure for at the time of resting phase. When the cell starts to divide, means cell division will start to take place. So what will happen there? That time these chromatin fibers will become thick, condense. Now at the time that chromatin fiber just becoming in a chromosomes, that what they are having, these chromatin fiber becoming chromosome, right? And then chromosome is having DNA. Chromosome is having DNA, and that DNA is, yes, we will see in the in class 12th. You will see more about these chromosome and DNA in your class. That is very good. Small portion is given about the chromosome. Means those chromatin fiber, when the cell start to divide, so these fibers which are just like a thread-like structure, now then that will become thick. When we see the one structure and the chromosome, so we will see like this. How many chromosomes in our case? 46. Okay, we have got 23 pair of chromosome. Like this. This is the, you can say, constriction. Means that one chromatin fiber will just becoming thick, and we have got 23 pairs of chromosome. Okay, 23 pairs of chromosome. Now these 23 pairs inside a DNA. DNA, the DNA is a very 2 meter long thread that will be in a coiled structure. That DNA among all 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs of chromosome, means all these chromosomes, that DNA will be coiled, and that will be from one end to the another end, it will be wrapping in the coiled structure. So now then that will be, we can see at the time of, this structure can be seen at the time of division, when it will start to divide. So now then that will be, that constriction is called, where that will be just in small narrow place, narrow gap is there, in that is called centromere. What is it called? Centromere. One disc like shape of this one, that is called kinetochore. What is it called? Kinetochore. Okay, these are called chromatids. Chromatids. Okay, now that will be half a wave, that is a single chromosome. In that, when they are just becoming just in a constriction is there, that constriction is called centromere. Now then, just above that constriction, that one disc-like shape-like structure is there. That structure is called kinetochore. That kinetochore is helping in cell division. We will see what is the function of this in cell division. So now that is a particular chromosome. This is a one chromosome. In that chromosome, having DNA. DNA is the all genetic informations, all that genetic information in the form of genes which are present in that. So that is a genes. All of you have seen the genes are that is a functional unit of inheritance, because those genes are transferring from one generation to another generation, and those genes are lying in chromosomes, and that chromosomes are lying in nucleus, in which state? In the thread-like stage, and that thread-like fibers are chromatin fibers, which are given by the chromatin fibers are given by the Fleming, which is also present inside the nucleus. So now this is about, and the next is a classification of nucleus on the basis of this centromere, where it is. The next class you will see how many types of chromosomes is there, and what on the basis of the position of centromere. Okay, in next class you will see that how many types of chromosomes are there. Clear? So this one is the only today nucleus, and nucleus because in nucleus chromosome is there, that's why I have started this one. And the next class you will see the classification of chromosome on the basis of the centromere, position of centromere. So till now what we have done here, nucleus given by Robert Brown. Then in nucleoprotein fibers are there, that is called chromatin, given by Fleming, name given by Fleming. Now then at the stage, resting phase or interphase stage, the nucleus was studied, structure of nucleus studied, where we have seen that will be the membrane bound structure, and then inside it the matrix is there, which is called nucleoplasm. Then we have seen spherical structure, that is without membrane, that is called nucleolus. And then we have seen nucleus and nucleopore is also there for transportation. I also told that some cells are having a number of nucleus, more than one. Example having fungi, mycelium, syncytic condition. Now second, some cells are there, those who are without nucleus, as you know, human RBC and sieve tube, infloem cell. So now then these are some structure characteristics are given in your book also. Go through that from your book. I have taken all those contents from your NCERT book. Okay, so then you just go through that and revise it. And next class we will see the classification of chromosome.